Okay, so today's story starts with a tweet that was from Pamela Geller that was retweeted by Tommy Robinson, the EDL. Now don't worry, this isn't going to be about Tommy Robinson. I'll hardly talk about it at all, other than to say he's a funny little man who heads up a fascist organisation in Britain called the EDL. He's a tiny man, and we refer to him as a couple of things: little Tommy Robinson, or the fascist Elmo, or anyway, I've spoken about him before. You know who he is. I just don't like him. But I was looking at his Twitter feed, and he retweeted this thing by Pamela Geller, which was saying that Christians in Dearborn, in America, had been stoned and attacked by Muslims, and that the police wouldn't protect them, and that they should sue, etc., etc., etc. So, and she put a link to a YouTube video now. This story is kind of one that's about perspective and bias and propaganda, because there's the video she linked to, and I'll show you clips of that in a bit. There's a video she linked to that tells a story of some peaceful Christian protesters at some sort of Muslim fair who were then attacked by vicious Muslims, and that is the narrative of the video that Pamela Geller linked to. Now, if you watch that video, it's very easy to draw the conclusion that Muslims were indeed stoning some peaceful Christians, and the police refused to do anything to help. That is the story you take away from that video, even though in the video the people actually doing the stoning are quite young, and the things they're throwing aren't really stones, they're more sort of empty water bottles and rubbish off the floor. But that you can see that's there. And I was watching that video, and that video is picking up quite some momentum at the moment, and its comment section is flying. Seriously, I've had quite a hand in that myself. I've had some fun with some imbeciles, I can tell you. Now, that's that story. But obviously, looking at that, you kind of and looking at the person who posts that video, whose username is Atlas Shrugged, it makes your antenna twitch a bit and makes you think, okay, there's more to this story probably than that. So you do a bit of research, and in the research, you find out what actually happened, and then it makes something very clear about the way narratives are changed to fit what the story that people want to tell. And there's one story about Muslims that people are hungry to hear, and they're hungry to hear that Muslims are all these vicious nightmares that will spark off and kick off and start killing people at the drop of a hat. You know what I mean? That's the story. And there's the other one that, and the other story is that the truth is actually more complicated than that. Now I'll play you a clip for the first one. As you can see, that's bad, right? And I'll link to it as well. And I'd say, because I don't want to make this video like massively long, go and pause now and go and look at that video, and that'll be the first link. Now you'll see what I mean about that. Now that's the story that tells. But what actually happened there isn't what you see in that video. What actually happened was there was this Muslim or Arab fair in Dearborn. I'm not quite sure about who set that up, who set this thing up. I've heard it referred to as a Muslim fair and an Arab fair. They're two different things. I don't know who really set it up. I probably should have had a look, and you could probably find out quite easily using Google, and I should have done that. But to this Arab fair, these people, these people who were portrayed as the peaceful Christians, have come, and this is link number 2. Go ahead and have a look at that.
Go fucking eat some shit, you fucking pussy! Get that fucking lick out of my face! You pussy little bitch! Hey, you guys look alike! You guys look alike! You guys look alike!
Now, you'll see that they didn't go there to spread the word or proselytise. They went there quite simply to race bait. If you're going to proselytise, which is spreading the word of Jesus and trying to convert people to Christianity, you don't do everything in your power to offend the core sensibilities of the people you're talking to. And they turned up at this fucking thing with a pig's head on a spike. Now that can only be race baiting. Do you know what I mean? But that isn't the story the Pamela Geller's clip told. Pamela Geller's clip told a story about peaceful Christians being attacked by Muslims. And what actually happened, if you've looked at the clip, is that a bunch of, led by a man called Reuben Israel, who is something of a famous nutty fucking, I want to call him Islamophobe, but it's not a big enough word. And I want to call him a homophobe, but that's just like, I think cunt. He's just one of the biggest cunts you'll ever find, Reuben Israel. What he did that, he went there to go and cause trouble and make a stink and make this thing happen so it could be filmed and edited and put on YouTube. He went there to make these people throw stones at him so that then he could tell a story about how Muslims throw stones at people. And what actually happened was a bunch of big burly motherfucking men who looked like fucking Hell's Angels got chased out of a carnival by children throwing litter. That's the truth. The truth is like a fucking Benny Hill sketch. The story they're telling is the end of American democracy and the instigation of Sharia law. That's the story they want to tell, is that the society is crumbling around our ears, and the reality is a fucking joke. The reality is their humiliation at the hands of children and some screwed up bits of newspaper.
So what are you going to do if they throw water bottles at us?
So anyway, you make your own mind. Now this is obviously what I think happened. I invite you all to tell me what you think happened in the comment section below. I invite the people who disagree with me especially to tell me how these people at this fair were proselytising and not race baiting. I want you to explain that to me, because I don't think you can. But be prepared for me not to take your criticism of me on the chin, because I'm quite worked up about this. And in comment sections, I'm quite robust. I know on camera I seem like a very nice man, but in comment sections I can be as big a cunt as Reuben Israel. Alright, okay. Fight the power, boys and girls.